Hey friends, welcome to FiddleHed Fiddle Lessons. Do you struggle with bowing precision? Are your string crossings a bit sloppy? Do you unintentionally hit other strings while you're playing? Are your fingerings a bit mushy? If so, don't worry, take heart. You're not alone. These are very common things and you can practice them and improve them on a daily basis. In this lesson, I'm going to give you 4 tips to improve your bowing precision. Play with the bow angle. Add little pauses between notes. Start in free time, then add a beat. Make bowing your top level practice for 1 month. The first way to improve your bowing precision is to really play around with the bow angle. And you can do this without even playing a single note. Just place the bow on the strings and rock from D to A. Just get a sense for how that angle shifts. It's this angle shift that will determine which string you play on. You can now rock from G to E. When you get to the G, try not to rock so much. Rock only a little bit away from the D so that you clear the D string. And then you can go the next step, test it. So do your rocking and then try to go between the strings. If you're hearing a little bit of this, then it means that when you're playing the D string, your angle needs to move away from the A string if you're accidentally playing the A string. So we will return to this throughout this lesson, but this is just a fun little easy exercise you can do. Just playing with the feeling of rocking the bow will help you a lot. And then one final thing about this, when you're playing double stops, you actually are doing intermediate angles between the strings. So your angles this way for an open D, and this for an open A, and then in between for a double stop D and A. So knowing that, being aware of that, will help you a lot with your bowing precision. You can improve your bow precision if you leave little pauses between the notes. This gives your fingers and arms time to find the new position. So if I'm doing D and then A, I would simply stop the bow, rock it, and go up on A. I call this stop and rock. It's a very deliberate practice and very powerful. It can be extended to much more complex things, but we'll start with this simple practice. And then once you've done that a little bit, try to take away that little pause and do it with flow. We can do a similar practice with fingering to improve your fingering and bowing precision. So it's the same principle though. Say we're going open to D1, down on D, place the first finger, then go up. The key is that little gap really gives your fingers and arm time to adjust. Don't rush it, even if you think you can. See how ridiculously slow you can do this. And then step away from the exercise and do it with flow. You can do this magical and powerful practice on anything. So let's say you're doing a phrase from a tune. That was the first quarter of Kesh Jig, but you can make each note super precise in this way. In classical music, there's a term for this when it's done in an extreme way. It's called staccato. It's a quick full stop of the bow. We don't hear this much in fiddling. You don't hear fiddlers play like. But I think you guys should do it. It's a very good practice and it will improve your bow precision if you do it every day. The third tip for improving your bowing precision is to start in free time, then add a beat. So what does free time mean? It means there's no external clock. There's no metronome like this clicking away. You're free to put your entire intention on the technical problem at hand. So going back to stop and rock, maybe you just need to do it really slowly. And without that metronome going, I can experiment with doing it a little faster, a little slower. I can just play with it at this point. I'm not locked into a tempo. Maybe I want to try it with fingering a little bit. Then once I've played with it a little bit and I think I'm got it, then I can test myself by using a metronome. So, feels pretty good. Maybe I notice that it's a bit fast, that I'm kind of lagging behind, so I'll slow it down a little bit. Maybe I'll find my perfect tempo. That was about 83. Now I'm going to try 70. And so that proves that I can actually do this at a steady tempo at 70 beats per minute. You want to work at your edge, so maybe I'll go back up to a faster tempo, 85. Maybe I'll add a fingering to it. Maybe more fingering. These are pedal patterns. So by playing with the metronome, not playing with it, you challenge yourself. You start with free time because that's where you do all of like the hardcore technical work, and then you really test your ability by playing with the beat and then gradually speeding it up. The fourth and final tip is to make bowing a top level practice. What do I mean by that? It's the main area of focus for a period of time. Right now in the FiddleHed course and community, we're focusing on bowing for the month of February 2022. You can do this on your own anytime, maybe for a week, maybe for a month, whatever it takes. Have this one particular area be your focus. And then each day you return to it. You have this on your mind with everything you play. So it becomes like an umbrella. If bowing is our top level practice, then everything we do is within this umbrella. Does that make sense? So if you're doing a tune, that was the Banshee, and I play my tune, and then after I've warmed up with it, I say, what can I do to improve my bowing precision on this? Maybe that could use some work, that part of it. So then I use all the elements that I've talked about in this lesson, stopping. Maybe I focus on just the bowing angle that has to happen, going from D to G. Then once I work it out, I see maybe I add, this is a hard part of the song, I'll try with a metronome. Taking note of the time, I speed it up. But because this is a high level practice, each day I know that whatever I do, I'm going to return to this. And what it means is that over this month, I'm going to really see some improvement in my bowing or whatever the focus is. You may not notice it in the moment, but over time you will. It's very similar to earning compound interest on money that you have saved. You have it in some index fund or whatever, and it doesn't seem like a lot when you're adding to it, but because it compounds over time, you have a lot more than you put in when you get later in life. And it's the same thing with this practice. You focus on one practice for a month, and then you'll be surprised by how much you improve, especially if you really track it, you record yourself, and you track your tempos. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have more questions, and have yourself a good day. Now go fiddle. Pick up your fiddle and play. Go to FiddleHed.com for a progressive, step-by-step course outline, color-coded tabs, play-along tracks, sheet music, and much more. Thanks for watching the video. Excellent! And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.